So as much as I get happy, good news and all those favorable news and messages from you people thanking me about how they've made it into an airline or how they've cleared an interview, I also receive a fair amount of messages where people have not been able to make it, and they have not been making it consistently, getting rejected altogether, and they obviously seek for some sort of feedback. They also want to know what has gone wrong. So if you're someone who has been consistently trying and getting rejected and want an answer, you want to know where are you going wrong, I'm going to share in this video 10 reasons why you might be getting rejected consistently for an open day, assessment day, or for any other interview as well. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Hi everyone, my name is Twinkle and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 reasons, some very important reasons why you've been not making and getting rejected consistently in your interviews. Let's get started. Before I share with you all, I want to literally go ahead and highlight that if you're applying for an aviation sector, hospitality section, industry, specifically for an airline, you've got to understand that here customer service is involved. Somewhere you're going to be providing your service attitude, your personality, how you make the other person feel comfortable, not comfortable in your presence makes a bigger difference. It is a whole package, not just a few lines, a few good words from your vocabulary or something that you have memorized. No, that's not what they're looking for. So what you have to understand here is that they are looking for a complete package of someone who just fits right. So here is the number one tip whenever you go for an open day, assessment day, or any interview that you should be careful about. Being not too serious. Not too serious or not too casual also. I'll add both the points here. Sometimes because you find it very serious, you tend to get over serious about things. You do not try to think out of the box. You become very robotic, and which sort of does not let the recruiter see your real side. You try to hide something, you try to avoid the real self, you stop yourself from being yourself. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to ask you to get over friendly or extremely casual. That's something that we are totally avoiding. We don't want to be extremists here. But here I want you to be comfortable, to be able to show your real self, a comfortable personality, a person in real life that you are, with a mix of being formal and attentive at all times. Because sometimes when you're very formal, it comes across as that you're restricting yourself to show what you are really as a person. So tip number one is that you've got to make sure that you are showing your friendly side and not being very formal, very restrictive, very to the point, very robotic, and you're not able to read between the lines and being very limited to what you're supposed to say. On the other hand, you're supposed to show your personality, but that doesn't mean that you get over casual or over friendly with the other person, be it your colleagues there, be it your other participants that are going to be there with you for the day, or the interviewers. You cannot take an opportunity to make them feel uncomfortable. So know that you are going to be in a professional setting. As much as they ask you or laugh with you or share something that you feel you should be giving your 2 cents about, that is not very professional, might just offend the other person. So take care that you're not going over friendly, not asking overly personal questions and things that you shouldn't be asking at any point in time. Next, very common and most important here is when somebody asks you, basically the start of the conversation, how are you, or how have you been today, or what are you doing, or how are you prepared? Your instinct naturally says that you stick to I'm fine response because you just want to get away with it. So if you're someone who sticks to an answer, a boring answer where you just want to get away with it and you don't want to take it as an opportunity to start a conversation by telling them how excited you are for the day or how did you prepare for it and how does this job mean much more to you than just being an interview, how have you been preparing for so long for this. This is the time that you share a brief about your passion about this job and how consistent have you been, which has resulted or rewarded you in the form of being able to get this interview. So do that rather than just saying that I'm good or I'm fine and not even asking them how are you. So you've got to materialize the second opportunity into better prospects so that the other person gets another opportunity to ask you something from your answer itself. Point number 3. Now, when we are discussing about questions and answers, we've started the conversation. Please make sure that you're situationally aware. If they ask you a question, it better be specific. First of all, whenever you are thrown a question, you need to think, you need to understand, relate your answer, organize your thoughts, and then give them a relevant answer. At no point in time should you go on and on and on and on and on, which becomes rambling, and the worst would be when it doesn't make sense. Because it will show that you're someone who's not understood the question and also not situationally aware. It will only mean that you've memorized a few dialogues and you're just trying to fit it everywhere, because that's what you and your personality is all about. On top of it, they would also think that you've just memorized generalized answer and you don't have anything specific to answer, which will not let them understand your personality and your specific profile. So avoid giving them generalized answer and general approach and try to be more specific. And how do you do that? Which brings me down to the point number 4. You only will be able to answer confidently and sticking to the specific relevant answers when you've prepared for things really well, but you've taken time to research the company, research about the commonly asked questions, the skills that are required for the job, and make questions out of it. And then would you be able to make answers and be prepared for that day, so that you don't have to think and you keep on rambling at the day of the interview. So preparation is the key here. Point number 5 is not asking relevant questions. So if at all you get an opportunity, whether it's in the form of a group task or you're in a presentation, or if it's a one-on-one, whenever you've been asked, you get that opportunity where the interviewer wants you to ask a question, you have to be prepared to ask questions. No, you don't have to take it as an opportunity to again brag about yourself. They're looking forward for how ambitious you are or how much have you prepared. What is your thinking like and what is your mindset like? What all questions can you ask? So again, prepare a list of questions that you can go ahead and ask them. They have to be related to career, they have to be related to the job description or the job role itself. Make sure it is professional, because you do not have to forget it is in a professional setting and they are not asking you about your personal life. Questions you should absolutely avoid are salary related, any rumors like are we supposed to clean toilets, what are going to be our rosters, etc., and anything that tells them that you will not be able to handle the job well. Let's now move on to the non-verbal communication part and more of collaboration and coordination part with the team members, aka other participants present there, which is equally very important, because if you've gone ahead and read the job description, not just about aviation or not just for hotel industry, but for any industry, you'll be required to work as a part of team, and it really matters how you are going to make them feel. So not cooperating with others or not talking to others, standing in a corner, being shy, not being a part of the group as much, not expressing yourself, or rather dominating them, being bossy, not including them, not encouraging others who are supposed to also get a chance to give their input, makes a lot of negative impact. So make sure you're going ahead, talking to other people, sharing their opinion, showing your actual friendliness, you're being proactive, and telling them that you're very collaborative, you are able to talk to people, and you're someone who finds this most comfortable. Which if in case you fail to do, which means you fail to cooperate with other team members, you fail to become friendly with them, you fail to encourage them, that you are definitely not going to be on their list for this cabin crew job role. Point number 7, not cooperating while doing any checks. So as much as you should be able to cooperate with your team members, you should be cooperative with the recruiters. They have a few responsibilities with regards to hiring the best talent right? So it's their job to check you for scars, for tattoos. They would be asking you questions, and there is absolutely no need for you to get personal or very defensive about things, that, oh my god, how many times would you be asking me about this, or making faces, rolling eyes, and looking very disinterested, or not showing that you're very comfortable with it, because they are just doing their job. But what you are exhibiting is a negative body language, which will definitely reduce your chances, and it's not going to be about scars anymore. Alright, so what you need to do here is cooperate with them. In fact, tell them how can you assist them better, or just be very comfortable whenever they are asking you questions instead of making faces. Reason number 8. When we're talking about being cooperative, it's not just cooperation with the things that have been told to you. In fact, I would say respect plays a very important role here, and respect is not just being able to talk to a person at a certain point or a certain situation for a limited period, but it is shown as in various aspects. To show respect, you should be able to abide by all the rules and regulations and also follow them 100%. That shows respect. You should be visibly showing respect in the form of acknowledging their instructions. Show them that you are listening. How do you listen? Adopt a positive body language that you are listening. Give them a nod, give them a smile, telling them that yes, you are listening to them, they are important and they are present. You are present and listening to them. Make them feel important. And also adopt the same mannerism or same etiquette while any other person in the group is talking. A few examples here could be not carrying your applicant ID, asking irrelevant questions, looking confused, not being prepared with your resume or your pictures, looking very confused, asking questions about should I give this first, should I give that first, just being very clumsy altogether, not being calm, want to speed up the process, being irritated about the weather, the temperature, ranting about the environment, the things, how you're not comfortable with what's happening, the process being very lengthy, talking bad about things around. All of this comes under negative etiquette, negative manners, and definitely not something that will help you get to the next stage. Reason number 9 would be not following or not bringing up things that they have asked you to bring and as per instructions. For example, if they've asked you to bring applicant ID, you're missing the applicant ID, or it's stained, or it's crumpled, or you lost it, looking confused and wasting everybody's time. You know, assessment centers involve a lot of cost, and if you're not following, you're wasting their time. It is definitely not going to be something very, very positive. On top of it, if you are showing them photographs, you are interested, if it's most important of an event in your life and you're bringing them photos that are not up to the mark, they are old, not recent, and not look very formal, you're wasting their time as well as your time. Invest in your photographs, invest in your resume, invest in the piece of documents that's going to be talking for you when you're not there. So having a very poor resume, which is very difficult to read, or having very lengthy resume, having photographs which are not recent, which are not up to the standards, if you've not read, if they are not in perfect business attire, absolutely sorry to say, you're not going to make it to the next round. Reason number 10, and the most important here, try to be genuine, warm, and show that you naturally exhibit positive vibes, and that is going to come naturally when you are a person, when you are someone who is extremely made, who understands other people, who is kind enough to understand the situation, who has a service attitude, or who understands the job description really well and what are the things that you're supposed to do. You are at all times supposed to come across as very approachable. You cannot have attitude, you cannot be someone who looks like facing a lot of problems. That is not something you can exhibit here, because that's not the correct place. In fact, you should be someone who's having a smile. It is very easy to say, very basic thing, but I find it the most difficult to actually see people who are smiling throughout, smiling and genuinely smiling, not having a pasted smile, smiling at other people, smiling while talking, being very comfortable when you're answering, or thanking them while you leave, irrespective of whatever the result is going to be. You have to still show all your good manners. Remember, the interview has not gotten over yet. So the way you open the door, the way you close the door, walking towards the table, leaving the table, how you keep your things around, and having a genuine smile throughout, thanking them for what they've done for you, whether it's conducting the interviews or giving a fair chance to evaluate you, really matters. So thank them, and thank them with a smile. So that's were all 10 reasons that I feel that you should really work on. If you haven't really, they are very, very important, extremely valuable from the point of any interview, and not just a customer service industry or a hospitality industry in specific. I hope this video has been very helpful, and if you have any questions, you know the drill, put it down in the comment section below. If you have any other questions or you have any suggestions for the upcoming videos, put it down also in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share this with someone who needs to see this, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.